Hi everyone, I've just popped on to show you some of the June Pickle Pack that's just been released this week. I'm going to walk through all the products, show you some of the things that we can do with them, and if we have enough time and the connection's okay, because this is my second time of trying it, my connection keeps coming off and on. If we manage to keep the connection, then we'll go through a bit of scrapbooking as well, but we'll see how we get going. Hi Patch. So first of all, I'm going to show you this product that we've got in the kit. I just need to make sure that I can see the feed okay. At the moment I can't. Yeah, so in this month's pack we've got some textured paste, and this is really good. You can mix it with inks and sprays and mica powders and change its colour. It's not a rough paste, it dries quite rubbery, so you can write on it, paint on it, basically do all sorts of things to it. There we go, I'm just making sure I can see what I'm doing with the wrong way up. Yeah, so once you've used it you can leave it white, change its colour, put a bit of glitter in it. And yeah, once it's dried you can do all sorts of things over the top of it as well. It's also quite pliable, so it won't crack or break up or anything if you happen to be bending or moving the paper. I'll show you what I mean afterwards when we've been through all the rest of the products. I need to click on that. There we go. So we have the paste. We also have a spatula to go with it. Yours will be clean because I've been using mine. All the spatulas will be different probably, so yours might not be this shape, but you can still use it. We have some amethyst ink, which we can use to colour the paste or just as ink. We also have a stencil to use with the paste. It's a Echo Park one, a 6x6, and really pretty little heart shapes and flowers, so that's quite nice. With this paste, when you've used it on a stencil you really do need to wash it off because it's quite rubbery, and these stencils are quite delicate, so get it washed off straight away is my advice. We also have some gems, just some purple glittery ones. We always need gems in these packs. Also some of the wooden laser cut chippies. Love this make, they do some really nice shapes and words, and they're really intricate but quite sturdy, and you can paint these, spray them, paint with them, you know, stamp onto them. They're quite good for that. We've also got a flower die, and I'll be showing you some little flowers I made with those afterwards. Piece of lace. This I like to put a bit of material in to give texture to the pack, so lace and tulle and, you know, hessian and things, you'll find a bit of that in most packs because I think it helps to add some depth to your work, and you know, I like layers when I'm making anything. You'll always find lots of layers, so you know, that's in this month's pack. A bit of gold satin ribbon there. And there's a lot of gold accents in the die cuts in this pack, so that's why I put the gold ribbon in. Now we've got the pink paisley Sailor V die cut shapes, and we'll just get these out to show you. There we go, put that over there. So there's loads, there's 50 or 52 in a pack, and we go from having some, don't even know if you can see that, some like acetate die cuts and tags, and these have got like a little, you know, that film stuff that you get on a new phone. So yeah, have fun pulling that off there, but make sure you take it off because it makes them ultra shiny on the back there. Tags, some gold accent lettering, tickets, frames. I think there's the numbers 1 to 9 and some, I don't know if you can see that, some letters that spell out hello. So they're quite good. Okay, we're doing well with the signal. There's loads, there's some nice numbers and they've got some little printing on them. Yeah, some frames that we can use, so some gold accent on the acetate too. So there's loads of them, which I'm going to put over there for now. Also, I've included some vellum. Is that how we say it? That's how I say it. I've included some vellum. I like this because you can see through it, but it's also patterned, so when you put it against some of these watery coloured papers, it's going to be, you know, it's going to look really nice inside the layers, and when you tear it up, it gives a really good edge. So we'll be showing you a bit of techniques with that later. Going on to the papers now, we have three actually. We have 3 different sets. And to start off with, we have the Pink Paisley C'est La Vie. This is a journaling card sheet, so we can cut this up and, you know, use the little quote cards and things on our projects. These next ones are from the Kaisercraft and they're from the Wildflower collection. It's a fairly new one. These are, I like all the watercolour papers. We've got some there that's, that one's Vines, and this one's Blooms, and see, they're all double-sided. Sometimes it's hard to choose which side's the nicest. This is the other one from the Kaisercraft range, and again, they seem to have a simple side and a more elaborate side. This one as well. This one's Succulent, and I really like that marble back on that one. That'll make a great background for a scrapbook page. Next we have some papers from the Pink Paisley Summer Lights range. This is a new range that's just come out for the summer. I thought they went, this is one of my favourites. It just looks like a little whirlpool there. Really nice paper. And lastly is one from the Pink Paisley C'est La Vie range. I like the monochrome mixed with the watercolours. I think that's like a really good effect, and it has a lovely watercolourish peach side too. Thanks for sharing, guys. It's just let me know that you shared. Thank you. So, going back to the paste, if you're not familiar with this sort of stuff, and you may have used different, I know I've used different makes, but I hadn't used this one before. When you use it, and I mixed it with some ink before, and turned it a purpley colour, you see. That's what colour it is inside, and it dries white. I might have it. Oh yeah, here we go. So I put it through the stencil quickly, and you can see there the different textures in it, and it's almost a little iridescent in places where it's not so thick. I then coloured over it with a Copic marker, which is, you know, dried perfectly. Also, as you can see, you can fold that there, and there's no cracking, no peeling away. It's really good stuff. It's quite rubbery to feel, but texture wise you can do a lot with it. again, I just stippled that onto a piece of paper just to show you how you can change the colour of it. So there it is again, you see, I can roll that up and it just isn't breaking apart or anything at all. It's a really, really nice effect on there. So as well as using the stencil that we have, which I will find over here because I just shoved it on the side, that stencil, I'll get it out of here actually. So the stencil, you can also, as well as using the paste, can use it to with the ink, and which I'm going to show you here. I've got my little ink dabber thing here. What are these called? I don't know. Ink dabbers. We're calling it a dabber for now. So we can use the ink with this or with the stencil, and you can put this paste onto anything really. You can use it with the papers or the vellum. It will adhere to most things because when it's dried it's quite rubbery, so you know it'll work really well. So we're going to just dab onto this and I can show you. I'm pretty new to mixed media stuff and stencils and things. I'm not a pro at this. So I'm going to give the outside edge a bit of a darker tinge than the inside, and we'll see what we come out with. You see, I really like that. I think that's going to look good, you know, behind some layers on a scrapbook page, on a card. It's got some really good detail in there, and that's just quickly rubbing over it with one of those, whatever they are actually called. If someone wants to tell me what it's called, that would be great. Because I don't know. So yeah, so that's the stencil and the ink. Now I've got a little board here and I'm going to show you how to mix this paste with some, to change its colour, to mix it with the ink. So we're just going to, can we see that? We're just going to splodge some ink onto, this is a self-healing mat, it's a bit of spare piece of one. Do it onto a shiny surface, so it'll be easier to get your ink on there. So, and we're just going to take a bit of paste, and we're going to, you ever mix polyfiller? Done a bit of DIY. It's kind of like mixing polyfiller, and you see straight away we have a very purpley kind of paste. I didn't time how long this takes to dry, so I'm not 100% certain. You can probably, I wouldn't dry it off with the heat tool. There's times when you might want to dry it with the heat tool, but I don't always find that's the best thing to do. I'm going to get a little bit of paper here and show you now how it goes. We're going to put it, I'm just going to show you the corner way to there, and how it works through the stencil. So I'm just going to hold that down, and we're going to, there we go. So you might get, I told you I'm new to this, so it's a little bit of an experiment. Let's get that whole part in there. There we go. So, I don't know, I think I needed a bit more paste there anyway. But you know, this is what happens, it's trial and error. So, let's see how it turned out. Because we are live, it's like live tally. Okay, it's not too bad. It's okay. We can live with that. So, you've seen that you can use ink through it. Yeah, and we're showing you with the ink, and you can use the paste through it. Really versatile. It's quite an intricate stencil, so make sure you clean it in between. Don't leave it to go all crusty like I did and came back and found that all the rubbery stuff had stuck to it. Don't do that. Next, I'm going to show you what I made with the little flower die cuts that we had. These, I'm going to show you what I made with those. I'm just going to get rid of all this sticky stuff. So, these die cuts are good because you can make some little flowers with them, or you can, let's just put this out of the way, there we go. So, I've got, my die cutting machine's a really old Cuttle book. It is really old. Could possibly be 10 years old. But it's reliable. So let's just get them out of there. I rolled them through the Cuttle book, and I'll take this apart so you can see. I made 2 little flowers, which I just cut some of the paper out that we've got in the kit, and got my flower and bent it up in the palm of my hand. Put a bit of the purple ink on the edges to give it a bit of definition. I'm not a big paper flower maker, I'd rather buy them. I love mulberry paper flowers, but sometimes especially when you're scrapbooking, you don't always want to make a scrapbook page that's so over embellished it doesn't fit into your book well. So, you know, making these sort of flowers, and you can always turn them over this way to give them a bit of, it's just about moulding the paper. You can be quite rough with the paper, it's not delicate. So yeah, just cut them out with whatever die cutting machine you have. Actually, I'm just going to use something. If you had one of them ball tools, it would work better, but I'm using a small hammer. So, you know, you can make ones that go that way or this way. Thanks guys for sharing, that's brilliant, thank you. So yeah, you can use this little die cuts and you can make flowers that sit on their own. Put some of Brad's, this Brad's out of my stash, but you know, use some in previous kits for the middle, or you can stack them together. Again, if you've got a ball tool, use that. I haven't, I'm using a hammer. Pop them into there. Let's see now. There we go. There we go. So there you have some little flowers too. So already we've got things that can be used again in the kit. The paste will last you for ages. You know, there's a good sized pot in there. Should last you a fair amount of time. The stencil, you know, can be used again, obviously, and the die cutting shapes to make some little flowers there. Seeing as our connection is staying, I'm surprised. I can see people popping up. Say hello, I feel like I'm here on my own. I'm going to get rid of this mat. So, let's have a little go at making something, shall we? What shall we make? I think we're going to have a little go at a really simple scrapbooking page, and I'm going to use this one as my background because I really like this one. And first of all, I'm just going to trim off the bottom edge of this. This is a this is a new trimmer to me. For any of you that don't know me, I hate measuring anything. So you won't see me measuring much at all if I can help it. I just guess. It's all okay though. So yeah, we're gonna make a we're gonna do this scrapbook page now. I just lost my connection then to you, so I can see who's about. Okay, I'm gonna I think I'm gonna cut out a few butterflies. What can we have here? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put a photo sort of here and take it up that way. I kind of have an idea in my head of what I'm gonna do, but we just need to get a bit of plain paper to go with this. I'm gonna pick out a pink one. And then we'll die cut some flowers out in a second and I'll show you how to use it. You do need a die cut machine for it, but you can pick them up if you're intending to get out of crafting. I don't think the pink goes. I'm going to go with a peach one. So this is a little look into how I craft. I'm going to use this to measure after just telling 2 of my friends that I never use this to measure. I am actually going to do it, hopefully. Right. So I'm going to make myself a little 6x6 mat. A mat is when you leave a little edge around something. So my photo's going to sit inside there and leave a little peach, not purple, leave a little peach edge all the way around. So I start to build it up. I'd also like, where did I put my scissors? I also like to rough up the edges on lots of my makes, and I need to do that with a pair of scissors, which I seem to have lost. There they are. And all you need to do is take your scissors to the edges. Now you can get, sorry I'm talking over this, you probably can't hear me. You can get tools. Prima do a tool, Tim Holtz do a tool that you drag over the edges, and it distresses them. But I just use some scissors, old scissors. Don't use ones that have been used for fabric and things, because the person who uses the fabric will kill you. So yeah, you can dig in it, bring some edges up. And because I know I've got 6x6 photos, I'm going to place my photo inside there. So next I'm going to use my stencil, and it's a heart shape, so see what I mean? I should have got that off there. It's a heart shape, so I'm wondering if I should put half a heart that side of there. So I'm going to just drag that out. And I'm not going to use the paste because it will take time to dry. And longer time than we all want to sit here and watch me do this. So I'm going to use the ink and I'm just going to dab it in there. I'm going to take it, I'm going to film most of it in, I think, yeah. Sorry if that's making the camera a bit wobbly. My camera's sort of clamped to the desk, so when I wobble about, you're probably wobbling about with me. So yeah, here we go. I'm just going to do half a heart shape there, and we'll probably cut out some hearts of the paper and stuff as well. But for now, see, there we go. And you know, this is sort of how I craft. I just build up layers, lots of layers. So yeah, we've got this one here, and I want to incorporate some, yeah, okay, I want to incorporate some tags and things, so maybe like this. And also, I'm a bit stingy, so what I like to do is, if I'm going to layer behind something, I like to cut off the bit that I'm going to keep. I mean, you can use that somewhere else and layer with it somewhere else, so you know, that's kind of a use for that. So that's going to go in there, and I'm going to put that maybe in there as well. And I don't stick anything down to the end. I like to just get everything where I want it. I'm going to use a bit of this gold ribbon in my tag, and I do this with the tags. And put this in here. So there we go. So yeah, see the gold ribbon there, that. That's drying off okay. We've got some flowers that we're going to use as well, but we need to layer this up, so we need to keep going with the layers. I sometimes like to use frames too, but yeah, that can go over there. Happy with that? No, I don't like that. I'm going to chop some of these out. I'm going to chop some pieces of this out. This black and white one and some of the coloured ones. I'm just going to use scissors. Yeah, don't be scared. No, like I say, I hate measuring anything. I just like it to be really, that needs a bit of colour behind it. I like it all to be really, what's the word? Spontaneous. There we go, that's a word for you, isn't it? Yeah, I like it to be quite spontaneous and have style to it. I'm going to stick that on there. Now, I use loads and loads of double-sided tape. Let's find it. To stick things down. I know that you haven't got repositioning skills when you use double-sided tape, but I just find that it works best for me. And because it's stuck straight away. So I'm just going to trim that up a bit more. I'll just cut it off a bit wonky there and trim that up there. Now, one of the reasons I ruffle up a lot of the edges is because I'm not very good at measuring. So I'm going to leave some edges straight and some edges I'm going to rough up like this, and some I'm going to ink, and I'll just show you that in a minute. So I'm going to take a, what's this called? Smudgy tool thingy. Don't know. And just ink away at the edges there. Yep. And that's going probably under there like that, with that and that. Okay, so we're starting to take shape. I still wanted to keep that, put it down there, because all I'm doing is building up layers, and the photo that I'm putting in there is black and white, so I haven't got it here, which probably should have been a good thing to do, but I haven't. Sorry, I should have brought water. Oh, I did. So yeah, basically, when I scrapbook, I don't like to overfill the page. I used to always scrapbook and sort of fill every space I could with something, but nowadays I go for a more minimal approach. So these flowers are gonna go on here as well, and somewhere, or maybe I should cut some out and just put them on leaves. I might do that actually. I'm gonna cut some out anyway and show you my ancient cuttlebug with its really ancient mats. So I'm not gonna use the really tiny one, but I'm going to use some of these others, and I'm gonna just chop a bit of paper off my rock pool one. I'm just gonna put that in there. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. So I can't see what you're saying to me, which is annoying, but my link keeps going off and on. So there we go. Am I in the camera now? Yes. So I'm going to roll these through and hopefully I don't knock the camera over. Yeah, there we go. So if you haven't done die cutting before, it's simple enough. There we have it, some little die cut flowers. I want a few of these, so I'm just going to do it again. The good thing with these little ones is you can just use your scraps to cut out some bits and bobs. I think a few of the kits have had die cuts in now. I think we had feathers in one of the last ones. And there we have it. So just let me get rid of this machine now. My ancient die cutting machine, but it's been trusty so far. So here we go again. Put all that there. That under there, that there, and we've got these to go behind things. Like so. I think I might use a stencil to dab a bit that way with it as well. I know it looks like a bit of backwards and forwards what I'm doing, but this is probably, it's kind of the whole point of getting everything right, that you go backwards and forwards on the project, swapping and changing things. I only sort of had a fair idea of what I wanted to do. I wasn't 100% certain. See, that's much darker this time, but that's okay. I must have pressed on harder. So let's move them again. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? That's good. Tag in there. This under there. Yeah, so we're gonna just put, yeah, some flowers in there like that we've cut out. I could ink those, but I'm not gonna. No, I think they're okay with that. I can go under the end of there, and then these will go on the top like this. So that's good. Yeah, so the next thing I want to do is I want to add some of these like cute butterflies. I just need to make sure I'm in the camera still. It's going a bit dark again here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna chop out a few of these butterflies, and normally I wouldn't do this. I'm dead precious over the paper and hoard it, but I'm showing you some techniques and different things you can do with the kit. Of course, the kit comes in like a really sturdy box. I didn't show you the box because I already had everything out on a table, but yeah, you can keep all your projects. I'll just cut the butterflies' antennas off. You can keep all the projects in the box afterwards, or you can just keep the supplies in there until you've used it up if you want to keep them all together. I sometimes, when I've brought kits previously, I sometimes want to keep all the supplies together that came with it so that I remember what matches up with what. So I've cut out a butterfly very quickly, and I'm just making it have a little bit of a 3D effect. And all I'm doing is, you know when you roll ribbon on scissors, I'm just doing that onto the paper. And that will give it a little bit of a 3D sort of effect there. It's getting kind of dark here now, so I want to sort of hurry up and get something done here. So there's quite a lot of these acetate sort of die cuts, which I really love. I love to use all different, you know, foil, embossed acetates, but I can't get the backs off them, which is really annoying. Ah, there we go. So, yeah, there we have it. It's stuck to me now. I really like these because it makes things just float in the air. So that can go on there. And then, what's that one say? Grey Day. That might be better. So we've used some of the papers, some of the acetates, the stencil, the ink. Like I say, I know I ran through how the paste works, but I didn't want to use it because it would take too long to dry and I won't be able to finish anything. I'm just going to ink the edges of this butterfly's wings because it feels like it's not standing out enough to me. I just want to, there we go, onto there. And so, sorry, croaky. And I want a little saying to put on here. Which shall I use? I'm going to use this crazy and fun one, and I'm going to just chop it out with some scissors. And it's going to be a title down here, but I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get something around it though so it stands out a bit better than that. Also, I'm probably going to, do I want to put that in there somewhere too? I kind of like that. It's a bit grey though, isn't it? So that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna stick it to a bit of paper that's really colourful. Probably this one. Yeah, around that. Let's stick it on. So again, I haven't stuck all this down. I'll probably do that later now. I just want to make it and show you what we can do here at Pickle Paper Patch. So I've just chopped that out and now I'm going to neaten it up a little bit. We're nearly done now, but yeah, so we've cut that out there. I'm going to rough up the edges. And we're going to take the ink to them again, just to keep in with the matchy system that we had going. And that's going to go down there. I've got bits of ink on there, but that's okay. There's our butterfly. So, and then we will take some gems to finish it off. Do we need another butterfly, do you think? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll have another butterfly. Yeah, we've got one here. We can cut out. So I'm going to put another butterfly up the top here. And I don't know, maybe we should add some journaling or something, but I think on this one that once we've added the butterfly and some gems, it's probably going to be enough. So we've still got, what, 9-10 pieces of paper left? No, sorry, we've used one piece of paper, so we've got 8 pieces of paper left in the vellum. We haven't, you know, I haven't used the wood this time, but I can come on again and we can do something different with this kind of thing. There's loads and loads of the die cut shapes left, so the possibility is that you could probably make easily about 5 or 6 scrapbook pages out of one kit, depending on your style and, you know, what you take out of your own stash. But I just took a little bit of plain paper there to show that's where the photo's going to go. So I've rolled the wings over again, and I'm taking a bit of ink through the edges. And that's going to go up there. I'll just move my little fabulous sign across. It's just going to go on that side there. And it'll stick up above the photo. So there we go. And then we can add some gems. I think we'll go with the light coloured ones, and just, I know what I'll do. We'll stick some here. And it's all going to move about now because it's not stuck down. There. We'll stick some of the darker ones inside the flowers here. There we go, stick it on that one up there. Gems do really finish things off. Love them. And we'll just do a droplet of them down here. And I think that we are finished. This is our first live scrapbook page with our pickle packs. So I hope you like the video, and if you have any crafty questions, feel free to pop them to the page. We can all try and help. We can even try and help find out what this is called. And I know that Laura's told me what it's called, but I can't see people's comments on here. I'm sorry. So thanks for watching, guys. This will be posted up shortly. Bye.